Welcome back to Morning Break and this week's Monday Motivations brought to you by Gates Brain Health. We are back with Dr. Randall Gates, a board-certified chiropractic neurologist and chiropractic physician, and that is kind of what we're talking about today. We want to do kind of a comprehensive look for some of those who may not know exactly what Dr. Gates does about some of the things that he does at his clinic, which is more than just brain injuries.
Exactly. So I think there's more awareness about some of my work there. But yeah, we work with a variety of conditions from autoimmune disease to other hormonal disorders, largely because the gastrointestinal tract, which I work with nutritionally and through supplementation to affect someone's brain, can actually have impact on other conditions as well.
Which makes sense because when your title says that you're a chiropractic neurologist, so that's the brain, and a chiropractic physician, which is I guess kind of what people think of. They think of gut, they think of maybe spine and stuff.
Well, they probably think of adjustments and things of that nature, but chiropractors have for a long time led the way in alternative natural treatments, so to speak, without medications. I think it was Thomas Edison said the doctor of the future will heal basically through nutrition. There's some quote similar to that. And yeah, that's largely what I focus on. So individuals who may not be getting the answers they want through mainstream treatments, not knocking mainstream treatments at all, but a lot of people come to me saying I'm not getting the results I hope for. And so I work with them nutritionally, supplementation-wise, brain exercises if their condition dictates that.
And so when you talk about kind of gut health, why is that so important to our overall health?
Well, I think it's really come to the forefront. In 2014, 100 million Americans tried going gluten-free.
Oh, wow.
Largely that was spurred by Hollywood celebrities saying they were going gluten-free, getting ready for this film or that endeavor, and people wanted to try it. And a lot of people do feel better, for example, going gluten-free. So that spurred this whole acknowledgement of our gut health being important. 70% of our immune system is in our gut. And we're finding that a lot of conditions may have some change with a gut-based approach.
And you said you work with hormones, cardiovascular, and autoimmune. So we're going to kind of go through and give you some examples of those. Cool. So what's a hormone example that you kind of work with?
So you could use thyroid disorders. So I see a lot of individuals who have thyroid disorders because so many conditions I work with, like migraines, vertigo and dizziness, Meniere's disease, there's a high overlap with thyroid disorders.
Okay.
And so when we dig into the root causes, because that's what a lot of people want to know, there can be food intolerances, there can be viral infections within the thyroid gland itself that spur on the autoimmunity to the thyroid, as well as trace mineral imbalances, iodine, selenium. Those are really, really important.
Okay, so moving on from thyroid to the heart, cardiovascular problems can also be treated with some gut expertise, right?
Well, in this era that we're in, coming out of a pandemic, there's actually a lot of discussion about a condition called POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. These are individuals who, when they stand up, their heart beats really fast, they feel fatigued. They may only know that they feel fatigued, they have brain fog, they have headaches, they might be dizzy. Lots of times they're not getting answers.
Sure. And
they come in for evaluations, and I see a lot of POTS cases at this point in time. And the underlying root cause is autoimmunity. So we're finding that they have autoimmunity to various functions in their physiology associated with how your heart beats, adrenaline receptors, acetylcholine receptors, even neuropathy affecting their autonomic nerves.
Okay, so then another one of those autoimmune ones is rheumatoid arthritis that you see.
Which is a really interesting one. So RA has some interesting data on it being traced to certain bacterial imbalances in our mouth or our gut.
Oh,
actually even the urinary tract.
Interesting.
So we actually see that rheumatoid arthritis, there are antibodies that are signatures of RA that are happening a year to 2 years before someone's diagnosed most of the time. And we're actually seeing that some of these antibodies are spurred by different bacterial infections in the mouth.
Okay.
Shout out to the dentist.
Yeah.
And then also gut bacterial imbalances and urinary infections. It seems that these bacteria have a certain signature from an amino acid perspective that's very similar to the antibodies that form to our joints.
So what I'm hearing is that a lot of the early symptoms of this stuff are often things that people might dismiss, you know, a little head fog, you know, a little dizziness, a little heart palpitations, but no one should live in pain, no one should live in fear that something is worse and stuff. So, you know, if you're not really sure where to go and your doctor is just kind of like, oh, get more rest, you know, eat better, maybe Dr. Gates is for you. If your ears are pricking up a little bit, this might be a good place to go.
If your tests are normal, we don't know what's wrong with you, well then you can look at other options.
Yeah, exactly. And so I will make sure that all of of Dr. Gates's information is on our website, colotv.com. You can also look him up yourself at Gates Brain Health. And I love that you also have your YouTube videos where you actually go into more discussions about kind of these conversations that we're having now, but about the specific topics. So we'll make sure to plug that as well.
Awesome, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Gates.
Thank
we
you, Katie,
appreciate
for having
you
me.
being
Appreciate
here.
it. Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
We'll be right back after
All right.
this quick break.
Great.